All right, Sunday Funday. Welcome to the farm, the flock, our little hobby farm here. I've quite enjoyed doing these little live videos. Today's not going to be quite an hour-long video. I've got things to do, animals to feed, and yet I thought, well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and give my farm a little healthy snack here of blueberries and eggs, hard-boiled eggs and apples all crushed up. I've got sheep here, livestock guardian dogs, and of course a lot of birds. And they're all ready for game on. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this all up front. And for the revival, as you can see, the sign behind me, the revival is now on. So let's go ahead and come on up front, everybody. Chase, Cash, June. We have 3 coops here. Oh no. So let me just first start off by saying really quick, my sheep are out of control. So hold on. No. Okay. Sheep have 320-degree vision, so when I have the treats on my head, they can't exactly see that I have them. It's kind of like the Chiquita banana lady, right? We have 3 coops here on the farm. We have 37 birds, 2 livestock guardian dogs, 2 sheep, and 2 other little dogs inside. We have 9 roosters here, and that's our biggest, there's no dilemmas here. That's our biggest fun, is the 9 roosters and keeping them all healthy and happy and alive. I'm gonna come up front here to where our first 2 coops are in the front of our barn to give the snacks, because this is where my battery hens are and this is where everybody is most comfortable. So here they all come out, they already know. They're like, hey lady, we're ready. Thank you. For anybody who's joining in on this moment, I do enjoy sharing. I'm just gonna go ahead and set the camera down for a second. Listen, June, you're a beast. Listen, hey, Cash. Let me just set this down for a second. These sheep. Oh my gosh. Listen, here we go, come on. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you guys. Stop it. Hold on. They're a little bit crazy right now. Okay, so the biggest joy that I have here on the farm, and especially with these flock snacks, is that we have rescued 12 battery hens. They're my little prides and joy here. I'm gonna see if I can get some better lighting here. Chewy. Out of all of our roosters, we definitely have our problem roosters. I'm gonna sit down, and if I sit down and poop, that's okay. I have a washer and dryer downstairs in the barn dominium. I can just throw these pants in there. They're all coming out to eat right now. Thank you, Pink Berry. It is beautiful out here. It's so beautiful. And this, well, we're at the 5 o'clock hour now, and the sun is just, I mean, this is what I love about living on any farm space or place, is the open skies. Well, so what happens with snacks is that the gentlemen, the roosters, they get excited and they're like, oh yeah, ladies, while you're eating, we're just gonna go ahead and hop aboard you for a little bit here. Look, I'm having a hard time with the sun here. I can't even see my screen. We are located in central North Carolina, outside of the Raleigh-Durham area. We're on 13 acres. There's some big sheep. Yeah, these are some big sheep. This is June and Cash, and they are obese, actually. These are our pet sheep. Hey, listen. Listen, sirs. Okay, I have 3 young roosters. This is Yellowlegs, Daisy, and Chewy, and they're young and they're vivacious, and they do know how to take advantage of the ladies when there are snacks. No mayhem on the live videos here on TikTok, please. Let's all be on our best behavior, right? Hey! Oh my God. He's got the whole world in his hands, doesn't he? You guys are out of control. Has anyone ever tried to hop on and go for a rodeo? Hop on who? Rachel, hop on who? They go for rodeo rides all day, every day. And as a matter of fact, sometimes I have to hop on the backs of these creatures and give them a little rodeo myself. June and Cash are my 2 pet sheep. They are Katahdin hair sheep. They do not have wool. This is hair that they have. People often associate farms with goats, and I can't even tell you why we chose to get lambs when we got these 2, who are now sheep. Lambs are lambs for the first year of their life. Once they turn 1 year old, a lamb becomes a sheep. That's basically just a grown-up animal. The hair sheep, they shed year-round. There's no need to have them sheared, and yet because it does get really hot here, and today it is about 86 degrees with a nice kind of coolish breeze here in North Carolina, we do have our sheep sheared. We're still waiting on this fly-by-night shearer who came last year, and we've been, he was like, "You're on my books for next year. I'll be there in March." I think we're in May, and we're like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "I'll be there." So when he comes, he comes. Otherwise, I groom the sheep daily. I brush them just like you would a long-haired dog. They do shed year-round. Cash over here. I'm having a hard time seeing in the sun. This is really hard. I can't even see the screen here at this point. Cash is all Katahdin. So he has this type of hair, right? He's got a little mohawk going on, right? He's always going to be a little sheddy beast here, and he is a beast. He is a castrated, another word for that is weathered, ram, man, sheep. This is my Jesus sheep. He's my big baby. And Chase over here is one of our livestock guardian dogs, Great Pyrenees Anatolian Shepherd. He's waiting for his dinner at about this hour. He's like, it's really hot. Great Pyrenees Anatolian Shepherds, they have no problem with cold weather. The hot weather is really kind of hard on them. We have fans everywhere here in the barn. We have what I consider on barnway, where we're at right now, which is at the front of the barn. And then we have behind barnway, which I'll show you in a moment. Was the cost high when you bought it? Brought it. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Pinkberry. If you can explain more, I'll answer that for you. June is our Katahdin mixed with Dorper. So she has 2 different types of hair sheep in her. So you can see, maybe, I don't know if the lighting is bad on this video right now, but she has a different type of hair than Cash. Hers is really lush and thick and long, and she's my Barbie sheep. She loves her daily groomings. She comes to a back little wicker bench that I have and stands up on it. Oh, the acre. Well, Pinkberry, this is my husband's childhood home. And we, when my father-in-law passed away a few years ago, my husband and I decided to pack it on up in Florida and move back home. So I can't really explain about what the land costs. We did have renovations done to our small home here, and we created a barn dominium downstairs, so my husband and I had a place and space of our own. Thank you, Pinkberry. It is a really beautiful place. It is like heaven on earth. We've got 13 acres here. So the 37 birds that we have, 12 of those birds are right here, the battery hens. And I really am here to share about battery hens. I didn't even know what we were picking up the day that we went and picked up these ladies. We thought we needed 12 mature ladies because we have 9 roosters. So we started seeking, you know, and you think you live in the country, how hard could it be to find 12 mature hens? It was next to impossible. And yet we were connected with somebody. We drove about an hour away to go pick up these ladies. And when we picked up these ladies, this was about 3 months ago, they had no feathers. These ladies looked like they belonged in the refrigerated section of a grocery store, like to eat. But they were alive, and they had heads and feet and all of that. And so we were like, what is going on here, you know? And it was a rather shady deal. I guess ultimately what happened is this lady that we went to and bought these battery hens from, which we didn't know at the time were battery hens. Battery hens are hens that are raised, born, bred, and raised to produce eggs to be sold, mass distributed in the country for our egg consumption in grocery stores. When the battery hens are done with their life, laying eggs, usually about the 12 to 18 month of their age, they are then shipped off for slaughter to be used in pet food, dog food, cat food. I don't know how many of you out there have dogs or cats and you look on your bags of cat or dog food and it says, you know, chicken byproduct with chicken. Well, these are the chickens. This type of chicken, the battery hens. Here comes Cash. Are you thirsty? Are you so thirsty? It's so hot out here. He goes, no, I'm looking for food and I'm going to get some. I'm going to get some food. Cash. Come on, Cash. He's just a nightmare. I'm going to go ahead and get him to come around. But look, though, he's going to get into the feed right now. He's a menace. He's a menace to society at this point. No, stop it. Come on. Come here. Cash. Don't destroy this moment, Cash. Don't destroy it. Cash, come here. Chewy. Chewy, my bad rooster. Bad rooster. Come on, Cash. 9 roosters is a lot of roosters. I'm going to come around back where I can actually see what I'm doing while they all finish up that. All right, now I can see. So, the battery hens. What is that? We were like, what is happening here? They're really, really beautiful hens, and in the past 3 months, we've been able to watch them. We were told they may only live 2 to 12 months, that they may never lay eggs again. Here you go. Here, Cash, just get it right there, you silly man. They've all grown their feathers back. Their beaks, while they're living in these hen houses, they're cut so that they don't kill each other. Cash, I'm going to come in here and take a breather. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. It's whenever I have my phone, Cash, he's just out of control. Just stay. Gosh. All right, guys. Let me come back here and sit down with my little respite crew back here. My respite crew. Out of our 3 coops that we have, 37 birds. And these are the birds back here that are either too small or too young, or we're having some other sort of issue going on that they can't be out there amongst all of the other free-ranging chickens. This is Andy right here. Andy thinks I'm his lady right now. He thinks I'm his girl. He tries to mate with my feet all day long. Come here. Hey, look at, I don't even think so. I'm not even, what are you doing? That's just so that's not right. Andy is my first ever full buff silky, incubated and hatched. My little pride and joy. We have Janet and Chrissy back here. We have 2 frizzles. And I don't know if anybody knows about frizzles. There's silkies. And then there's frizzles. Janet, come here, Janet. Frizzles are a whole new breed to me. They're actually, I consider them showbirds. I'm not going to pick you up. It's okay, honey. This is Janet right here. So with frizzles, their feathers are actually backwards. Like when you put your finger in an electrical socket, you know? So that's what frizzles look like with their hair. Their hair is actually, and it is hair, it's not even feathers. With the silkies as well, it's hair. With the livestock guardian dogs. And with my sheep, all my animals have hair, not feathers, except for the regular birds. So with the frizzles, their hair is actually quite painful. The ways that it grows, their hair is actually quite painful. The ways that it grows, damn it. They're not like normal birds, these are show birds. And we don't have any shows here. We don't go to shows. We're a little hobby farm here. We just like to enjoy our time having fun every day. These are my babies. This is Chunky right here. Chunky is my half silky, half Easter egger. And her mom's right behind her. Chip, 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 Chip. So these birds right here, Chip, well, Chip, my Easter egger, she has slept with me from day one. She's my number one girl, Chip, Chip, Chip. This is one of Chip's babies who, Chip had a baby with a silky. So you can see that Chunky has the silky toes. That's 5 toes. Whereas most birds just have the regular feet. You can see she's got the silky feet, but she has the Easter egger body. So now that I've got all the snacks done and everything, and they're all out of control, this is what I've told, I'm the good shepherd here. I am the good shepherd here on our little hobby farm. I mean, whatever. We're not here for money. We don't sell anything. We give our eggs away. And really, to be honest, I cook most of the eggs for my flock, for my dogs, for my birds, and for myself. Scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, you name it. Sometimes I just throw an egg on the ground and the birds go crazy over it. It's really good for the birds to help them continue producing eggs. Living this life is a learn-by-day process, and it is what you put into it. How you choose to enjoy it, it is trial by error. One of the biggest things about living on any farm, whether it's a hobby farm or otherwise, is that you do come to learn that most accidents and emergencies are going to happen. No, you're not going in there right now. Hold on, Storm. And emergencies are going to happen. No, you're not going in there right now. Hold on, Storm. Accidents are going to happen, or emergencies, after hours. Or you're not going to have veterinary care available. So I have utilized the world of social media. TikTok has taught me a lot. I've dealt with the water belly, the egg bound, the sour crop, soft eggs being laid that you got to go in and pull the soft egg out after. And these are all things that you don't have help. Prolapsed uterus. I mean, our farm vet here, I love her. We do live in the country. And most vets really just don't see chickens a whole lot. So our farm vet, I love her. Dr. Tyser is her name. We have a really good bond here. I actually teach her a lot, and she teaches me a lot. And there's times I'll bring in one of my birds to her, and she'll be like, I don't know about this. Natalie, I think, this bird's not going to survive. And I'm like, yeah, but let's just try this, okay? So we kind of go about it that way. They don't see quail either. I know they don't see it. So we kind of go about it that way. They don't see quail either. I know they don't see anything. I mean, it's really hard. Birds of a feather. And you would think, though, living in the country, you'd be like, oh my God, isn't that like vets would, But the reality is most people who have chickens, well, they aren't like me. And they aren't like, they don't really care. If an animal gets sick, it's like, okay, well, off with their head. This is what we've been told a lot on our farm. We do have 9 roosters, and that's why we introduced these 12 battery hens. We're baby steps here. We like to introduce everybody in baby steps. And introducing 12 birds at one time, that was huge for me. They all look the same. I'm like, what's your name, lady? I'm trying to come up with names for all of these birds. Okay, first of all, I just have to tell you, this is Greenlegs, and he's my godfather rooster. I'm getting out of his way. He's the only one here on the farm that really has a vengeance and wants to kill me. every single day. He's the godfather. He's Tony Soprano. He's vicious, and I don't like the word evil. I will never get rid of any of my roosters because every single one of our roosters here was born incubated here. Who goes out and buys a rooster, right? They were born here. My husband at this point has told me that I'm no longer allowed to incubate at this point. More Melanie. So I've been talking to you about your quail. So I don't know what's going on with your quail. And you don't have vet care. So it's trial and error. You know, I have certain things that I've learned to keep on hand here. Well, here comes the godfather again. I'm gonna have to get up and move again. He's vicious. He's terrible. He's absolutely awful. Trial and error, you know? There's like 5 main things that can happen to birds. It's the water belly, the sour crop. He's got me all sidetracked here because he's vicious. I have so many war wounds from him. And Cash, what are you doing here? Are you just eating leaves on the bricks here? Is that what you're doing? So, like for water belly, you know, you got to put a needle into their stomach, and if it's water belly, well, you're going to know it right away because there's going to be liquid that's going to come out of that syringe, that little needle head. If there's no liquid that comes out, then that's not what it is, and you move on to step 2. Egg bound, I haven't really had to deal with egg bounding here, but one of the biggest issues I've been dealing with is the soft eggs. We had a really cold winter here, and before we welcomed these 12 new battery hens, we had with the roosters a lot of issues, and some of these girls were getting overmounted, and we're having issues. So we created in our workshop inside, which is adjacent to our barn dominium in the downstairs level of the home, we created a little respite area where I had cages set up, and a lot of our birds lived in there for the winter. And so that also produced problems because they weren't getting the natural sunlight. So your quail is new to laying. Oh, the runt, okay. So she does have the prolapse vent. Yeah. So what our vet did with Sheila, I know that you saw more Melanie. I know that you saw that one video of mine with Sheila, who RIP did not survive the prolapse vent. When I took Sheila to the vet for that, our vet was like, Natalie, I think it's something else. It's not just a prolapse vent. She has another issue going on. And it's probably cancer, you know? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like 1 year old. What do you mean? But she's like, I'll go ahead and suture, you know, her uterus back in. Wow, look at these skies. It's pretty amazing skies. And she said, but I don't have any hopes, you know? And I was like, oh, well, I do. And so that's another thing about living on a farm is that you're even when you do lose life, you still never give up hope. And even when you know that you're losing their life and that they're dying and that you can't stop that from happening, you still don't look at what is going on. I'm like a mess here. You still can't give up the hope of giving comfort and peace and love. June. Girl right here. June, my little you girl. EWE, you. We were hoping at one point to be able in the beginning to breed June and Cash together, but once we moved here from Florida to North Carolina, Cash became a man, kind of like our young roosters are becoming men, and he began to ram us really bad. And so our farm vets were like, listen, you've got a really fun place here. If you want to enjoy it, you got to cut those balls off of him. And so we did. He actually almost died during his castration. They had to sedate him just to put the rings around his testicles, and he aspirated and almost died. With that being said, Cash has been undergoing treatment for the past several weeks now for bladder stones. Okay, you soaked her in Epsom salt? Yep. the witch hazel, the paper towel, and held it there a bit, then you're doing all the right things, and that's all you can do. And it's comfort. It's basically comfort. And isolation is important. You know, if she's in a cage inside, keeping her, you know, in an area where she can hear your voice, hear music or the television, the things we would do for a normal animal. More, Melanie. The Epsom salt is really, you would think, what does that do, right? Epsom salt? It does a lot, actually. The isolation is good. The isolation is really just to keep them in a mellow state, because any pressure on that prolapse is going to, you know, continue. To be honest, I believe it's only time can tell. More, Melanie. What are you getting into back here? I'm not even sure what it... Hold on one. I don't even know what... I mean, it's like a leash in here. These sheep are just like children. Just like children. So I'm going through an issue right now with the 9 roosters that I'm the good shepherd. I am grateful to spend 24/7 with my little flock here. And so it's not about pride, but it is pride. It's love. It's the same thing as when I raised my 2 human daughters who are now in their 20s of age. And it's Chewy right here. He has been fighting. Don't even go in there. Just don't even go in there, Chewy. He's been fighting with my 2 other silkies. Both of these coops are open access all day long for the birds to come and go. We had bloodshed here for the first time this past week, and I won't tolerate that. I won't tolerate it. Yes, and prayers. That always works too. More, Melanie. Prayers, even for these silly, crazy, wild beasts, these raptors, these wild roosters. People say, you're crazy, Natalie. Get rid of some of these roosters. They're just causing too many problems for you. And I'm like, really? Because I'm not getting rid of them, any of them. These are they're not my babies, they're my flock. And I'm here to work with each and every one of them. For the most part, it's a really beautiful journey to have with these birds. My 2 really giant roosters right here, Yellow Legs and Daisy. Oh boy, when we first welcomed these 12 battery hens, I was like, oh God, like they're gonna kill these ladies. Like they stepped up to the Golden Corral. You know, like when you go to the Golden Corral and you're like, I want prime rib, I want steak, I want potato salad, and I want a big salad, and I also want macaroni salad, and I want maybe some chicken pot pie also. That's how they were with these 12 ladies. And I was like, I mean, they're just, I don't know what to do here. So really it's my presence, and it's my voice, and it's my energy, and these animals, these roosters in particular, they do know. It is like children. Out of all of my animals here on the farm, and out of all animals in my life, chickens are the most like children, literal children, like people. Well, what you doing? Where are you coming from? Did you just have a little sunbath? Are you a little bit dazed and confused right now? Where are you going? It is really hot here. So, I don't know. I do have to go ahead and get ready to feed them all. My dogs, that is, their dinner. The birds, they are free-ranging. They love when I turn on this little spigot back here. I did create a little water area for them. I collected all these stones from our creek, and I allow this to fill up, and they love it. But look, I love. She's not doing it anymore. Here she goes. Can you see? Look, I can't see. The sun's in my eyes. They go down like soldiers. Can you see? I can't even see. Wow. I love it. I don't know how to turn this around. Otherwise, I would. To see them have dirt baths, love it. And to see them have sun baths. Their joy in life just creates further joy in my life. So they don't really care that I have the water running out here right now, because who knows why. Now they're coming. These birds sing to me every day. The battery hens, they're the happiest birds I've ever known in my life. Out of all my birds, the battery hens. I am here to share really big about the battery hens because these are amazing, simple. They're comets, C-O-M-E-T-S, comets. And I'm here to say I didn't even know the life that they came from until the day we picked them up. And from that day 3 months ago, I have seen every single day their gratitude, their joy to be alive. They never knew free ranging before. All their beaks were cut so that they wouldn't kill each other during, being crammed into these cages. They were put on drugs and hormones. They were forced into moments of darkness for days to shut down their reproductive system. And then they turn the lights back on, the faux vitamin D lights, and that was supposed to crank out more eggs from them. But the reality is chickens have one reproductive system, so they're only going to lay 1 egg a day. We were told that they may never lay eggs again. 18 months of age. Chickens can live, upwards of 8 to 10 to 12 years, depending on the circumstances. So when we rescued these ladies, to be told that they may only live 2 to 12 months, we were like, what, They've all grown their feathers back again. They are all laying an egg a day. I add a lot to their food. I have my own little concoctions here. The basil, oregano, cayenne, garlic, pepper, crushed red pepper, ground cloves, all of that stuff. I'm a big fan also of the poultry booster that can be found at Tractor Supply to add to their feed. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, what is going on under there, Cash? What are you even doing, Cash? So I'm going to go ahead and gather myself together here and head on in and get dinner ready for my giant polar bear puppies. They are hungry with this heat. Well, it says it's close to 90 degrees here right now, so it's pretty hot. We do have fans everywhere in the barn. I told my husband we need to get some more fans. He's like, what? We just had a bunch of electrical work done on both the barn and the home so that we could accommodate more electricity for everything. This is my husband's childhood home, and here they come down the hill. To have free-ranging animals is a beautiful life. To see them, and with birds of a feather that flock together, no they don't. Birds of a feather, just like families. Do you want to be with your family all the time? I know I don't like to go to Easter Sunday, with family. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm the Good Shepherd. So same thing with birds. They have their own little mini flocks within the flock. And this is how we're able to keep them all alive with 9 roosters. It is a lot of roosters. 9 roosters, 37 total birds. We do in time need to add a few more ladies, and yet it's baby steps. I still don't even have names for all of these 12 battery hens because they all look the same. I'm like, so when they come up to me, I've got 6 out of 12 names. 6 of their names are lady. They all come to lady. This is Cece right here, Cece, and Storm, and Gilbert. And they want to go back into their coop, but I have to keep that coop closed during the day because my frizzles cannot come out. They can't. And my young birds in here just can't come out. They would be killed. They would be killed in a heartbeat. So I didn't exactly think about that when I got the phone call about the frizzles. And I didn't even know how expensive the frizzles were either. I'm just one of those people who gets very excited. And this lady that we got our other silkies from, when she called, she was like, oh, I'm going to pick up some birds and there's 2 blue satin silky frizzles, do you want them? And I was like, sold, And then she told me how much they cost, and I was like, you mean total? And she was like, no, each. And I was like, oh. And my husband was out of town at the time. I was like, okay. Kind of like when my husband first took me to the cow sales here like 20 years ago and I didn't know. Like you can't just like, I'm a very exuberant person. And I was tossing my hand in the air and I guess I bought 2 cows. And fortunately my father-in-law knew the auctioneer there and was like, Liz, she didn't know what she was doing. She did not. She's in college. She can't buy 2 cows. So we live and we learn. And yet I also believe she's in college. She can't buy 2 cows. So we live and we learn. And yet I also believe that everything has a great purpose and always with good reason when you're a good soul and a good person. And I do believe that Janet and Chrissy, my 2 frizzles, are here with beyond good purpose. They've already taught me the world about sauerkraut, constipation, and blockages. 3 things with birds I didn't know. Like what I thought they were dying for 3 months. 3 months, these frizzles. They're so tiny, these frizzles. Their bodies are like the size of a pigeon underneath the hair. And I never gave up hope. I will never give up hope. Hope is something that is now inbred in my being, beyond my mind. And this is with my all gratitude to my flock. And not just my birds, my entire flock, for literally leading me down such journeys and paths and adventures in my little fairy tale wonderland here on our little hobby farm that have taught me to never give up hope and to keep on going and keep seeking information, keep Googling, keep watching YouTube videos. And I really, honest to God, have discovered so much from the world of TikTok. TikTok, I had my one really big viral video. Look, I'm a sweaty mess here. I can't even, this is hideous. I'm hideous. My one really big viral video, I'm still in awe, like how a vomiting hen got 50 million views. When somebody who's riding on the back of a whale in the middle of the ocean got 100,000 likes. I mean, that's the algorithm. That's the algorithm. I understand all of that. But really? So, yet, that was a really important moment. Not only in my life, and of course my hen Flo, who did RIP 3 months after that. Her name was Flo. And she taught me with that moment of her vomiting, like The Exorcist. I mean, it was projectile vomiting. I didn't even know what was going on. She taught me to go with the flow, F-L-O, of life. These are what my animals teach me. This is what I take from my animals, what I receive from my animals. They're here. They're gifts. And I greatly appreciate them all and love them all. I thank everybody for joining today. I am a sweaty, hideous mess right now. I'm going to go ahead and get dinner ready for my dogs. And then, of course, we always go out to the fields for sunset, where that is when I pass the torch to my livestock guardian dogs. My livestock guardian dogs are nocturnal by nature. They sleep during the day, and at night, when I say I live a fairy tale life, I'm not kidding. I mean, literally, it is a fairy tale. And these livestock guardian dogs are 2 different creatures, day and night. You've heard of that cliche and that metaphor before, day and night. These dogs are amazing. They're about 165 pounds each. And when that sun goes down, they truly do protect our farm all night long. I'm so grateful for all of the life of these animals here. I'm grateful that my sheep, Cash, is doing well with his bladder stones. I had to load him up in the back of my truck. I was alone on the farm. And I called my farm vet and was like, he's not doing well, you know. And she said, well, we don't want to do surgery on the farm because he almost died when we castrated him. He aspirated on the sedation. So we need you to take him to this other vet. I was like, hey, can't you just come out and, I don't know, help me out for a few days? She's like, no, if he's fully blocked, his bladder can rupture and he'll die immediately. So being alone on the farm, you know, these are things that do teach me a whole lot about life and about continuing to be the good shepherd I remember I called my husband at that moment with cash, and I was hysterical. I was like, how am I going to get him in the truck? He's like 275 pounds. How am I? He hasn't been in a truck since we moved here 2 years ago. And my husband said, settle down. You're the good shepherd, aren't you? I go, yes. He's like, so do what you got to do. Back the truck up, get those peppermint candies out, open up the trunk, get them in, lock up those bad roosters that are bad, and off you go. That's what I did. And then we got him there to the vet, and they actually didn't need to do surgery because he was so good. But what they did do is they had to cut off his love tentacle. Love tentacle. I can't pronounce the scientific word for what the love tentacle is on him, but it is something that comes out, and I learned that what it is it's what actually, he's already castrated, he can't make babies anyway, but the love tentacle is something that comes out that actually stimulates the female, the ewe, during mating. So even though he's castrated, he still does perform all of his duties with his girl June. He satisfies her greatly whenever she's in heat. They do love each other. They just can't make babies. But now his love tentacle's gone, and he's got all these bladder stones, and he's really struggling in pain. So we still have him on a heavy dose of pain medication every day for 6 weeks, she said. The vet said, look at him, he's getting mad at me. Are you slapping me? He goes, no, I just want to go inside. You're not going inside. You're not going inside. No. He's on these heavy-duty medications to keep his bladder relaxed because the pain involved in this is so much that his bladder is just like tight and holding on. I couldn't believe the ultrasound to see the stones in his bladder. It was exactly like the farm vets. Both of them are ones that come here to the farm and the ones that we took him to. It's like a snow globe. When you shake the snow globe and all the snow, his whole bladder was full of these stones, which they said with him, number one, it's genetic. Number two, he's a little bit obese. And number three, they said this was the longest love tentacle they had ever seen in their life. Gosh, you had the longest love tentacle ever in the world, whatever that means. Thank you, everybody, for joining in today. I love these live videos. I'm not here for fame or fortune. I'm here to share the joys of my life, and I thank you all for joining in on all the fun and our fairy tale adventure here on our small farm. Hope to see you soon.